Today in tourism services class, we have a guest. Our guest is Diana Gonzalez, and she is studying a degree in gastronomy. She is almost done with that at college and also, or university, how we call it in Panama. And also, she have knowledge in bakery and pastry. So yeah, she makes really yummy food. And today she's gonna be teaching us about the notions of the techniques of cooking and some techniques that she knows. So I'm gonna pass the microphone to her, and then at the end, you can ask her some questions, and also I'm gonna be sending you a Padlet link where you're gonna be commenting about what you learn, what you like, everything that you would like to comment in that link. So now the microphone is yours.
Hello, girls. Let me fix it. So,
Hi, Diana.
hi. Nice to meet you. Oh no. Wait a minute.
Okay, while she fixes all of that, remember, pay attention to all the techniques she's gonna be giving us. She's gonna be talking about 4 techniques, and I'm hoping that we have time because soon it's you know, but she's gonna be talking about that, and yeah, I'm gonna try to bring some other guests in here for you to be like listening to people that is like working in the area that we are going to be talking about. So in the school year, I'll be having, if we are still virtual, I'll be having some other people. If we are not virtual, I will see what I can do, because that's pretty fun to have them, because they know stuff that they actually are doing it. Like if I can show it to you, I'll be like, oh, I read that this is like that, but they are actually learning how to do it. So they are actually cooking stuff or shopping stuff. So that's pretty neat. There she is. All right.
Okay, nice to meet you. Sorry for the interruption. My phone doesn't want to be here, but don't worry. I'm glad to be here. So yeah, as Masai said, I'm Diana Gonzalez. I am studying culinary arts, and currently I am in third year. So hopefully next year I'll be graduated, as you too. As she told me, you were almost done. So today, as I said, we are going to be talking about different techniques, but they are basic ones. So like you can start learning, and I hope that be helpful for your classes. So first, we're gonna start by basics of the basics, like for real. I'm going to wash my hands. For everything that you do, you need to wash your hands. This is so important because when you understand that people's health is in your hands, like literally, you need to be careful with safety measures. So I got to move, so you can see that I'm actually gonna wash my hands. Also, it's important that you use a soap for kitchen, not about new ones, because we are going to be working, so we don't want odors to be on the food, and unless artificial ones.
Like something new for me. That sometimes my food is smelly.
Yeah, it's important because then people are gonna eat their food and they're gonna be like, okay, my food tastes like pineapple, but it's made like lemon. So yes, second, I'm going to take my hair back and I'm going to put my cooker's head, which is this one. There are some taller one, but those are for the chef. Last but not least, very important, your apron. If washing your is like taking care of people's health, putting your apron on, it's taking care of your health when you're cooking. This will this will protect you. Like if the kitchen set on fire or you stop set on fire or um, someone is moving with boiling water through the kitchen, this will give you extra security. So it will probably fall on your apron and not on your shirt, even though these shirts are like especially made for kitchen. we we always had to have extra safetyness or security. So I'm putting my apron on and let's start it. So the first technique that we're going to learn today is sauté. If you don't know what sauté means, it's a French word actually, but it's also used in English and is saltear. We're gonna learn. We're gonna start by learning how to cut the onions and how to saute them. So I hope you can see. Okay, right there you can see. Fine. First, you need your tools. Also, you need to have your ingredients. To having your ingredients set, not just having them about them. You need to wash them, you need to prepare them, have them ready for what you're gonna cook. If the dish is very fresh, you can have it there, wash them, and start cutting it at the moment you're gonna prepare them. Like salads that need to be really fresh. But there are other dishes that are going to be cooked that already have your um, ingredients set, which we call mire was. So you also need to have your knife. You can have your 6 inches chef knife, or you can have your santoku knife, which is also special for vegetables. Right now, we're going to use the santoku one because we are going to cut onions. We are going to saute onions. If you have any questions, you can also tell me. So first of all, we're going to start by taking an onion. As I told you, it's already washed. So we're going to cut it. I hope I don't cry. And cut it again in half. It's important that you keep your noodles, because then if you cut or you just miss it or you look back and you forgot you have your knife, you can never forget you have a knife on your hand. You will cut probably your noodles that are easy to heal than if you cut your finger. That will be sad. So you're gonna cut in half and there you go. Like it's not simple. We are just going to saute.
I
So
have a
if
question for
someone,
I have a question for Aurielis and Mandisa. I don't know if they cook. Do you guys cook? Do you girls you cook?
Yes.
And Aurielis so. Okay. So Mandisa has done this or at least a little bit before. But
yes,
Aurielis, Mandisa, have you?
No, I there's a rule in my house that every week my sister and I have to cook. That means 1 week her and the other one me.
Okay, so you're like used to be cooking, I mean cutting stuff with the knife. And
Onions,
you knew you have to put it like this, the hand like this.
yes, everything. My dad know how to cook. Well, his family knows how to cook. That's why.
Ah. Okay, so one day I'm gonna you're giving me so much ideas. Okay, wait for the next week to come and see your agenda. Okay, keep going, Diana.
So we are done cutting what we are going to saute. Don't worry, the other ingredients are already already cut, so we don't waste time on that. But you see, I didn't cut my hands because we use the right technique. This is basic. You need to put your fingers back so when the knife goes down, you don't cut. You see? So you can, we are going to learn today, as Masai said, basics of cooking, but also you need to learn these basics of the kitchen because they are complementary to the rest of the dishes that you're gonna make. So yeah, we're gonna need a pan like this one. Maybe you can use a bit smaller because honestly, um, also this part of the pan always goes back into the stove. Because if you're cooking, maybe you're salting here normally, but if your mate goes by carrying something or distracted, maybe he can do this or he can move the pan, and then it's another accident that we don't want in kitchen. So I'm gonna take this closer. Yeah, you can see. So first we're gonna gas on and put a little bit of oil. For saute, we don't need that much oil because that's a short, uh, yeah, it's short cooking, time of cooking. It's a bit. But even though it's a little oil, we're gonna make sure it comes all around our pan because we don't want onions to stick. We're gonna let him so it can heat and keep moving. Give me a minute. Yes. So you're gonna let it heat, like really heat. When we came and put the onions on the pan, we're gonna lower the heat, like medium heat. But because it's a short cook, we need to make sure that at first the pan is really hot.
When we're done, Aurielis is going to be ready to know how to cook, so she's gonna help her mother. So, and Mandisa is gonna make something for us. And you will do like a delivery stuff because we cannot see each other, but I'll be waiting for that.
Okay, the pan is hot. We're gonna lower it
So
medium heat.
in my house, that is cooking for my mother and my father. So that is that is cooking, that me cooking, and my mother is this is cocina más. O sea, this is father. So this is me. So
Okay, well, tell them that you were learning and you can help them.
Okay, yes, let's continue. So we have already our hot pan and we're gonna add the onion. You can hear that sound? That's the sound we want. The pan is hot, but not hot enough to burn our onions. So there are two ways of sunset. You can move it if you're not expert, like you're starting, you can move it all around with your spatula. But it's really important that you keep moving them because we don't want them to stick. And the other way is dramatic one or the one you see on the movies that chefs just take the pan and they move and that's it. But we are not gonna do that right now because you are start learning. So you better practice basics first before start doing drama in the kitchen. Remember, don't start moving it. So probably we're gonna be here until this is like golden, but not that golden because we don't want them to caramelize. We just want them to be a little bit golden and soft. So you know that onion is a really hard vegetable that you just can't eat them when you start cutting it. So we want to be soft so we can mix it with any other dish or preparation. So as can you see right here, it's starting to look golden here. So we're gonna keep stirring. By now, I don't know if you have any questions, but I'm going to start boiling some water for the next technique.
If you have any question, you can ask. If we and like we don't have lot of time at the end, and you were like, I had a question and I couldn't ask, then you can put it on the link of the Padlet link, and then I will give it to Diana for her to answer your question there.
So yeah, as you can see, our onions are almost done. The sauté is almost done. They are soft, they are lightly golden, and they are almost.
Why did prevention in the kitchen? So that is the cooking with in the kitchen. Es que no sé, es que yo con el inglés. O sea, ¿cuáles son las cuyas prevenciones más que se deben utilizar en la cocina? O sea, sé cuáles son, pero o sea, ¿cuáles son las más, cuáles son las que son de más riesgo? No sé si.
Yes. Well, everything depends. If you're the people that just cook an egg or toast pan, probably you have not much action in your big safety measures because you are not in your kitchen often. But if you want to know, like the one I told you before, this part of the pan always need to go back because maybe you don't have a maid that cooks, but if your father left the pan this way and you're distracted and pass over, you can throw the food on yourself, like maybe many other times we see on the news, like another child got burned with hot water because he passed through the stove, like those type of things. And also, even though you are not a cooker, maybe, or your father is not a chef, you need to have an apron. That it's very, very, very useful in case you are frying things and the oil, hot oil, will cannot burn you. Well, our saute is already done, so I'm gonna put it apart. And in our hot water, we are gonna start learning another technique right now. So a saute. You cut your vegetable in small size. You put your pan on the stove and gas on. You let it heat. You put your oil and let the oil heat. Then you add your vegetables, or in this case, onion. You never add them when the oil is cold, because that that wouldn't help you like in that real technique of salting. The oil needs to be really hot, so you can hear the sound like shh, like it's slightly frying. So, and you gonna stir it or move it in this way in circle until it's slightly golden and soft. The main key is that your onions be soft. So we're gonna pass to the second technique. Fish is boiling. Right here, I have the water that is warm but not boiling yet. So first of all, you need to have your water and your egg, because we're gonna boil egg. But the trick about this, even though you're gonna say like, oh, come on, those are basic. We don't want to know how to learn to boil eggs. Is that there is a trick. If you let your egg boil in for 5 minutes, or if you let your other egg boil in for 10 minutes, it doesn't going to have the same consens con, con, con sorry,
Consistency.
consistency inside. Thank you. So we're gonna let them boil for 5, 7, and 11 minutes. First, you're gonna start by adding water to your saucepan. Your water needs to be cold, because it's very important, cold or lightly hot, because it's important that your eggs have the whole cooking process. So we're gonna add them, and we're gonna leave them. The other thing, if you add your eggs when the water is already boiling, because you're like, no, I just wanted to cook and I'm going to make this water boil as possible I can, and I'm going to put the eggs. Probably it take you more time and your eggs be harder than you expect, because they didn't start like cooking slowly and lightly since the beginning. So they're probably going to be a bit drier. So these are important techniques if you want to be a good cooker and you want to have good cooking skills. Then we're going to leave it right there, but we're going to start counting when the water is boiling, because that's when the real heat and the real cooking process is going to start, like the mainly one. So we're going to leave them. So I hope you be taking notes. We're gonna leave them there, and we're gonna start by preparing other technique. In the kitchen, it's very important that you know that most of the things happen simultaneously. Like probably you see in YouTube the videos, persons cook one recipe at a time, but that's probably to teach people. In the real kitchen, things happen simultaneously. So while we are gonna leave our eggs boil, we're gonna prepare other technique. Our next technique is probably the easiest one, I will say, and is the marinade. You can marinate anything you want. But right now we are going to marinate meat. Well, it's chicken meat, not actually cow meat. But yeah, you can marinate meat, pork, um, kids, chicken or anything you want. But right now we're gonna make chicken. So for this marinade, we need soy sauce, honey, brown sugar, ginger and garlic beans, black pepper, and pineapple juice. We're gonna make a teriyaki marinade. So I hope you try it at home because it's really delicious. I promise.
I want to listen to that again. So I will ask for you to write the recipe at the Padlet link because now I want the recipe.
Okay, it's fine. It's very simple. I'll do it. I do it. So okay, fine. You can see that. So here we have our recipe bowl, whatever you want to call it. And over here, I have the chicken. I know you can hear me, but I know you can hear me. You can't see me. It's fine. In a minute. I'll show you. So I'm here, and I already have my chicken breast. Well, I'm gonna move.
Yeah, you
I'm gonna
can see
put
it.
it.
I mean, we can see it.
I just needed to do it over there because it's wet. So here you have it, your chicken breast. Like you can cut it in slices, but I'm gonna do it like this. Remember always to wash your hands because this is uncooked, yeah, uncooked meat, and you can mix cook cooked food with uncooked food because then they can have bacteria, yeah, mainly bacteria or viruses that can reward your stomach. I promise you, it's not a good idea. So now we have it here, and first we're gonna start by putting our pepper.
I do not want to scare you, but you have 10 minutes.
Oh no! Well, it's
Yeah.
fine.
Okay. It's not my fault. It's Zoom's fault because Zoom makes like that. They don't like cheap people. They don't like people that doesn't have money.
Okay, then we're gonna put a bit of salt because it's sweet recipe, but we want a bit of salt so it can come alive the other flavors. We're gonna add our soy sauce and our pineapple um, juice. The pineapple juice is going to help so to make softer the bread. And right here I have the rest, which is honey. Come on, honey, came out. Yeah, and
Mommy.
let's see. And here I have brown sugar. I told you guys this is a really sweet recipe. And here I have garlic and I have ginger. So we're gonna add it. And then we're gonna make sure that all these ingredients be all over the grease. You can use your hands or you can use a spatula or even a fork. I have another one here. Like, remember, don't mix your tools. This for cooked food, this for uncooked food. And then you're just gonna press it all over your bread so it absorbs all that flavor. It's really important way you're really gonna feel flavor in food. It's not like you came out and took your like your meat and you just cook it and put a salt and pepper. No guys, you need to take time for this to develop flavor. It's really important to develop flavor in food. So if you want to have a happy life and a delicious and yummy food, develop flavor.
That's the part that sometimes I'm lacking. So I'm grinding. I'm just grinding everything.
So we just turn the other side of the wrist and we add the rest of the ingredients. It's important not to add too much salt because we're already using like soy sauce that is really salty. So it's as simple as this. You can marinate your meat depending on what you like, but you just put all the ingredients and make sure your chicken or your pork it's all covered with this ingredient. You can marinate it 3 hours or to 24 hours, depending how many times you have. Also, if you want, you can use your knife and just point it so the flavors will go inside. You see? Like small holes. But it also depends on the recipe you're making because if you are presenting like the grease all together, probably the person that is going to eat it don't want to see like the holes in it or whatever. But if you're gonna use what to any other thing, you can make a holes in them. So I'm gonna add a little more juice. Now that you have it right here, you can um, put it on the fridge. Like as I told you, you can cover it, or if you have a tapadera, put it on the fridge. It's
A
important
lid.
that it be cold.
So if you have a lid, you can cover it with the lid.
Okay. So now our eggs are boiling. So we're gonna start counting. Right here I have a timer that's very helpful. So I'm gonna start putting the time and let's see what happens. First 5 minutes, then 7 minutes, and then 11 minutes. So you can see that the textures are different. Right here. It's boiling.
If you can send a picture to us, we wouldn't
Yes.
maybe yeah, because I don't think we'll have time to see like the difference between the eggs. But yeah, you can upload the pictures in the Padlet link too. I will send it to you.
I don't know if we have left time enough as
The fourth one. I don't think so because we have 4 minutes. I don't know if you want these 4 minutes to be like Q&A.
we can do it for a minute. Very easy. Okay. The last stir fry is frying but by stirring. It's not like frying in hot boiling oil. So we have our pan and we're just gonna add a little more of oil than to saute. This have a little more oil. So you will see that you can clearly see the oil in the pan. And we're just gonna came here. Sorry, eggs. Came here and let it heat. Really, really heat. Right here I have my veggies. You will see. I have bell pepper and I have mushrooms and broccoli. Let's see. I also have onion.
I'm hungry now. Oh my word.
Did I hungry, profe, teacher?
And well, to finish it, you just have to add all of this to your pan and start mixing them. But it's also a really short and quick technique because you're gonna fry them by stirring them. They are not like going to stew or boil. We don't want water in there. We just want them to fry really quick. So let's see. You hear that sound?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. When you hear the sound, you know you're doing the right thing. Also, we're gonna add first our most hard ingredients. Like peppers will take more time on cooking. So you're gonna add them first, like onion that is softer and it takes less time, you're gonna add it. So if the class ends or the time is up, you just remember that you need to keep adding your ingredients and stir it. And that it doesn't need to stick to the top. Such a beautiful colors in there. So now like just 30 seconds. It doesn't need to be so much time. We're gonna add the onions and we're gonna keep stirring and mixing. Remember that the technique is called stir fry. So you're frying by stirring.
Okay, so we'll have just 1 minute right now. So it's going to just end this thing experience just to kick us out. So thank you, Diana. This is awesome. It was beautiful. I will be waiting for the pictures. I think the girls too will be waiting for the pictures. And yeah, everyone smile. Everyone
Thank you.
smile and then yeah, we will wait. So 1, 2, 3, smile. This was great. So you can talk till the end. If you see that it just yeah.
Bye. So already bell peppers have cooked a bit and the onions. So I'm gonna add the softer one, the mushroom. And our cooking will end by then. It's just that I told you this really quick. You will have it in 4 to 7 minutes. It won't take no long.